welcome back to another video. I hope you are all doing okay and have had a lovely week. I am coming to you today with a bit of a part 2 of my last video because my last video was actually a bit of a last minute kind of video idea, and as I mentioned, I popped a little question box on my Instagram and it just said if you guys have any questions. I needed to do my nails, so if you guys had any questions then you could pop them in the little question box and I will answer them whilst doing my video of basically me doing my nails. And I popped it on probably in like the Sunday afternoon, and I do actually film and edit my videos in one day on a Sunday because that is literally the only time I have to do it, because during the week it's very rare that I get the chance to actually be able to film and edit because it's just so busy with like clients and stuff. So I thought that I would pop a little question box on, but because it was like a last minute thing, there was only a few hours between you guys submitting your questions and me actually filming the video. And there was quite a few that came in after I'd filmed the video, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to basically come back and answer some more of your questions, because I felt bad of not covering ones that people had submitted. And yeah, I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to basically answer some more. So this time I'm not going to be doing my nails. I am so sorry, because when I edited the last video I realised that I shouldn't do talking videos when I'm trying to do my nails at the same time, because it was actually quite painful, because I'm clearly like I'm trying to concentrate on doing my nails and it was just a bit like not very blowing. So I'm not going to be doing anything today. I'm not going to be doing my nails whilst I'm filming this video, so that it's a little bit more like flowing for you and it's not as much of a painful watch, because clearly I can't do two things at once. So yeah, that is basically what today's video is going to be. I'm going to be answering some more of your questions, and yeah, hopefully you will find it helpful and we will get straight into it. So I actually have some from the answers on my Instagram story, and actually I think there was some on the, well, I think there was one or two on the comments of the last video. So I'm just going to pick some questions that basically you guys had and I will answer them as best as I can. And I did notice as well that my last video was like 30 minutes long, and that's just not cute. Like, that's just too long. Like, I feel like that just gets boring. So I'm gonna try not it be that long this time, because no one likes that. So I will try and not waffle as much as I can, but I have a bad, like, I just waffle all the time, hence me doing it right now. So basically the questions that I had submitted after I'd filmed the video, the first one that we're going to do is how much do you charge for a full set and infills? Now this is one thing that I actually want to talk about and I will be doing soon, is because I actually currently charge less for infills, and I do not know why I do that, because infills actually take me longer and it's been something that I've been wanting to implement for quite a while, but price increases are just quite, they're like a touchy subject, aren't they? Like, I feel bad, and I know I shouldn't, because I've been doing nails for 3 years now and have not put my prices up once, and I know that it's definitely due and I really need to, because I see it's very common. Obviously everything's going up, and at the moment I am in a position where I am super busy with clients, and I understand that, you know, when prices go up and stuff, there are going to be people that kind of think, oh, like, can I afford it, can I not? And I actually find that that's going to be quite good for me, because because I have so many things going on. Like, obviously I do nails, I have Nobu, I do YouTube. I find it hard to have the time to do all three during the week, and I actually think for me that me charging less for infills, one, doesn't make sense because it takes me a lot longer. I'd say it's probably an hour to do an infill, and I can probably do a full set in 45 minutes. So it makes no sense that I charge less for it, because it actually takes me longer. So that's just something that I really need to implement soon, because it's just, it just doesn't make sense. It actually makes no sense at all, because you've got a lot more work to do. You've got a lot of, obviously, removing all the old design, any shape changes, removing any lifting, doing all the cuticle prep, all of that kind of stuff. And there's just a lot more that goes into it, so it only makes sense for me to do that. And yeah, it's just kind of, I know that it's going to be a good thing for me, because even if I do lose clients, hopefully I don't, but if that does happen, that's only going to allow me more time to focus on other things, if that makes sense, whilst also not going to be decreasing my income, because obviously the prices will have gone up. So I do understand that that is 100% what I need to do. I've been putting it off for far too long, and yeah, I'm just hoping that all will go well and I will finally get the confidence to do it, because I find it really, like, oh gosh, I just hate it. But anyways, so with a full set, it is £25 for a full set of plain builder gel, and then £30 if you want any French design or gel overlay. So I don't charge separately for designs. I see a lot of other nail techs that have kind of like schedules of like simple nail art, detailed nail art, charging extra for like gems and all of that kind of stuff, and even using multiple colours. I've seen like nail techs charge if they want to use like multiple colours. I just don't do that. Like I include that in my price, and to be fair, I don't really do mega detailed nail art anyway. Like I only do really like pretty simple stuff, because that's kind of just what I do, and I can't really do much like really detailed stuff. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the designs just kind of are included in that, and that's just what I charge. Obviously everyone is completely different. Some people are cheaper, some people are more expensive. It all depends on your area as well, so don't just go off mine. So yeah, it all goes off that. So if you're wondering what to charge, just have a look at other nail techs in your area, obviously depending on your experience as well, and just go from that. But that is what I charge, and that's pretty much what it includes. So the next question is, when did you register as a business with the government? At what point into doing nails? So when I went self-employed, I registered as a business. It was my full-time income, and that is when I registered the business and me being self-employed. And that was oh my gosh, when was that? I can't even remember. I can't even remember when it was. But, and do you know what? I don't even really remember the whole registering process. I can't even remember whether it was like hard or anything. I literally, I have the worst memory. Like, if you knew me, my memory is horrific. So I can't even remember yesterday, never mind like however many years ago. But it couldn't have been that bad, because I would have remembered it. But yeah, from what I remember, it was fairly easy. I think it's just worrying that you get things wrong, but that's exactly when I basically registered the business. So the next question we have is basics on gel, builder gel, acrylic, etc. What's the difference? So with gel, builder gel and acrylic, how I kind of got taught in my training is basically you think about it on like a strength basis. So obviously we have gel at the start, which pretty much doesn't really add any strength to your nails. It's just kind of there to make them look pretty. Then we have builder gel, which sits in the middle, and builder gel obviously provides strength for your nails. You can definitely tell the difference in the strength of your nails when you have builder gel on. And then with acrylic, that is like the tough, that is like, you know, if you're heavy handed, you pick your nails, like they go for a hard time. That is what I would kind of suggest. And also for length. So with acrylic, I do my acrylic gals that like the length, and are also pretty hard on their nails, because I've had clients that have come in with acrylics and I'll tell them, you know, why don't you give builder gel a go, and then it just doesn't suit some people's lifestyles, especially if they're super heavy handed. You know, some of them can be like mums, you know, like mum of four, like cleaning, like they go through a tough time. So sometimes just different things just don't work for certain people, and that's absolutely fine. But yeah, my main acrylic gals that I have very few of now, I'd say maybe under 10 acrylic clients, they like it for obviously the length, if they have quite a long length, because builder gel, I feel like you can get a good length with builder gel, but when you go in like length, then you pretty much need acrylic. So yeah, that's like I think of it on like a strength basis, and that's how I think of it. I don't have very many gel clients. I have like a few acrylic clients, but all of my gals are like in the middle, the builder gel gals, because I feel like a lot of people like short length, simple nails, clean gal look, growing the natural nails, and that is why it's so popular. So yeah, that is the basic, like the very brief version of like what the difference is in between them. The next question that I have is, what policies work best for you? Have you changed any since you started? And thoughts on deposits. So I am a wet wipe and I have very few policies. It's not really the way forward. I think it'd be a bit different if, one, I had like a house to pay for, mortgage to pay, bills to pay, but I'm still at home. Obviously I know it's no excuse because we don't want to encourage bad behavior, but I like to think all of my clients are, I'm not like a walk-in kind of nail place. Like I'm a regular, like all of my like clients are regulars, and I get to know them and they're like my friends, and I like to think that I can trust them, and most of the time I do. My clients are absolute godsends, and a lot of the time I don't have any issues. Obviously you do every now and again. Now with deposits, I take deposits for first appointments. So if you come to me for the first time, I will take a deposit because I just think, I don't know these people, they don't know me, they don't have any loyalties to me, especially if it's like a big appointment, then you need to take deposits. And I never used to, I just used to trust people. And then, to be fair, I didn't actually get that many no-shows or cancellations, and I still don't. I'm so lucky with it. And yeah, sometimes now I definitely do take deposits. A lot of the time, I'd say less than 10% do I get cancellation, like late cancellations or no-shows. It very rarely happens. Now when it does, obviously it's super frustrating, but after that first appointment I kind of feel like you can gauge somebody, you know whether, you know, if they're gonna do it, it's gonna be for a genuine reason. And like I say, I am kind of in a position where I can, you know, the income is kind of, it's not like you've not turned up to this appointment so I can't pay my gas and electric bill. So for me, when I've got like minimal outgoings, I am kind of in an okay position where if they don't show up, it's not the end of the world. Like I'm not gonna not eat tonight. So it's, do you know what I mean? If you are in a position where you have kids, you have food, you know, food to put on the table, you have a mortgage to pay, you have like a lot more responsibility. When I am in that position, then I probably will be a bit more kind of dead on with my policies. But right now I like to think that I can trust people, and you can kind of, like I say, 100% gauge people who are gonna, you know, maybe mess you around a little bit. Now if I have a client that I don't know that well, and if they start kind of showing signs of like being a little bit unreliable, then obviously that's a little bit different. But so far, deposits, yes, I do take on first appointments. I don't take them on every single appointment after that, but yeah, that's basically how I run, and it works super fine for me at the moment because, like I say, my regulars are like my friends. I know I can trust them, and yeah, it's just with the first appointments I'm a little bit wary because I'm like, I don't know you, girl, like, are you gonna turn up? So yeah, that's basically what I do. So I have very minimal policies, which is not good. I am not advertising that you do this, but I am just a wet wipe and I don't know how to. I struggle with the side of it of, you're running a business, Georgina, like you need to be, you know, these clients aren't your friends, these are clients. I just don't have that headspace. Like I'm super friendly, like I just like to trust people, and sometimes it's not the best way to be, but yeah, fingers crossed, so far so good. The next question that I have is, what is the best way to practice nails? Practice hand, do it on yourself and other people. Now, I actually think that all three of these are absolutely perfect. I did all three and they all have benefits in their own ways. So with a practice hand, I bought a practice hand when I first did my qualification, and I used it a lot. Like it was at the very start though, to be fair, to kind of practice my application mainly. I would say that the application process is the only kind of process that you can practice on a practice hand. Then obviously you can practice like nail art on it and stuff. But the only thing that I didn't like with a practice hand was that it was mainly like my e-file, because I was e-file trained within my qualification. Using my e-file on a practice hand was kind of pointless because I was very, very wary at the start of hurting people, and I didn't know, obviously I'd not really used it much, and I was kind of still getting used to it. And that's when I quite quickly moved on to practicing on myself, because as I've mentioned in loads of my videos with my e-file, when you're practicing on yourself, you know exactly what pressures to use, you know exactly, like, you learn your mistakes with it. Say for example you hold your e-file in the same spot for too long, when it's on yourself you're gonna feel it and you're gonna think, oh, I don't do that next time, because I know how that feels on my clients because I've done it on myself. But with a practice hand you won't get that, because you can't, there's no feeling in it, there's no one there to say, ow, that's burning me, or like, do you know what I mean, if they feel uncomfortable or anything like that. So practicing on myself was probably the biggest thing. Obviously the amount of practice that you're putting in at the start is mental, and that kind of toll on your own nails. You should have seen the state of my nails when I was first practicing. They were just a mess, because I was just acrylics constantly on and off, like pretty much most days, because I was practicing in lockdown and I was probably doing a set a day on myself, and it was just not good for my nails. Even though I was using like a peel off base coat, like they still take a battering. So that's why it's good to practice on yourself, but also have friends and family there to practice on as well, because it just gives your own nails a break, and you can kind of get the client, like me, to the client perspective, and it kind of gets you used to working on somebody else, gets you used to, you know, having different people come in with different nail beds and different kind of, like, you know, just switching up from your own nails, because like I mentioned in my maybe last video, not everyone's nails are the same, and everyone has different shaped nails, like just different type nails that you need to be used to working on, and that's gonna get you used to that when you're working with family and friends as well, but also having that kind of comfortable side to it, because obviously you know them, and when you're learning then it's a little bit easier. Now the next question that I have, which is the last one from my Instagram questions, is what is your favourite nail brand? Now, obviously you guys are going to think that I'm saying this because I'm a brand ambassador for them, but it's literally not. I've mentioned this before I was even a brand ambassador for them, and my favourite nail brand by far is Glitterbels. Glitterbels have, like, the range of their products is absolutely mental. They cover almost everything. I love all of their products, and with regards to like just everything you need, you can probably buy from there. So that's probably why I love it so much. Obviously I use their acrylic, I use their tips, their monomer, their builder gel, their prep, all of their like dehydrator, primer, all of that stuff is all from Glitterbels. And yeah, I think it's just the most consistent. Obviously you guys will know that I worked a lot with the gel bottle months and months and months ago. Then obviously there was a lot of things going on with allergies, which I've done videos on, which if you want any more information on it, you can scroll down a little bit, and I've done videos on it. So yeah, that was like a strong contender at one point, because their builder gels and obviously their gels and everything are amazing, and I love them. But when the whole thing came out about allergies with the gel bottle, that was a big no-no. So there was a big thing about their builder gels having a lot of humour and a lot of kind of speculation about their SDS sheets and things like that, and that was just like, nah, definitely not. The anxiety that caused me was just absolutely ridiculous, and now I've completely scrapped their builder gels. I still use their gels because they are safe and they are absolutely fine to use, and the collection that I had of the gels was just absolutely ridiculous. So I still use their gels and swapped over my builder gels. So yeah, with regards to brands, it is just mainly something that it's a lot of research needs to go into it, and you need to be looking at the brands that you are using. I've mentioned in a lot of my videos as well about the Nail Tech Awareness group on Facebook. That is a group of very, very informative kind of posts and things like that. If there is a brand that you are looking at buying and looking at investing in, what I would do is join that group. There's a little search bar at the top. You can pop the brand name in there, and all of the posts that mention that brand, whether good or bad, will come up, and you can have a little look at what people actually think about the brand, the people that have used it, the people that have experienced it, and they can let you know what they think of it, because it's not just bad posts in there, it's positive as well, and you can get to kind of gauge everyone's opinion. So when it comes to starting out and picking a brand, it is super hard, because I went through quite a lot of brands when I first started. I used a lot of Halo, Kiki, Premier Gel, and then I kind of moved on to then the gel bottle, obviously because it was a bit more expensive. Then obviously, but with like acrylic and stuff, I was still using like glitter bells. And yeah, so you just need to try it out and see what works best for you, because everyone is different and everyone will experience it and have different like kind of experiences on their clients, and it's just kind of like a learning curve. But that's my favorite nail brand at the moment, which is definitely glitter bells. Then we have the last question, which was on my video last time, was how did you get into doing nails? Any photos anywhere of how you got into it? So actually getting into nails was just the weirdest thing for me. Like, I'd never even thought about doing it, and a girl that I went to school with, I followed her on Instagram, and she'd done a post saying that she'd basically qualified in doing nails, and I was like, oh my god, like how did I never even know I'd never even thought that was an option for me to do. And when I saw that she did it, I was like, oh my god, I would love to do that. And I was kind of in a job where I used to work in insurance before I did nails, and it was a job that like I definitely didn't hate at all, but I just didn't know whether it was something that I wanted to do long term. And I thought to myself, why not? Like, let's just do a course, and if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. It's not the end of the world. So I basically did it, and like I say, it was in lockdown, and that was just something that I focused on so much because I had nothing else to do. And yeah, I've actually got like an album in my phone of like me starting my nail journey, and it's actually so nice to look back at. So with regards to any pictures of like where I started, so what I'll do, actually, I was going to show you like this, but I'll pop a little picture in the bottom corner of my first ever set of acrylics. You guys can have a bit of a laugh at that. Yeah, it was definitely something for me that I thought I would be able to just pick up like that and absolutely smash it. Wasn't the case at all. Yeah, like here was my little setup in my spare bedroom. I'll grab some from the album and I'll just pop them in the little bottom corner so that you can have a look at some of the pictures of where I started, because it's quite cute actually to look back and see how far I've come. But yeah, so definitely take pictures of everything, because one day you'll be looking back at it like, oh my god. So yeah, that is basically how I started, and this is where I'm at now. But yeah, wouldn't change anything for the world. Absolutely love it. I am obsessed with my job now, and working my own hours and having such a sociable job. Like, it's just amazing, and I can be creative. And one thing is, like, I get such good job satisfaction when I see clients come in and that I can transform their nails and they're so happy with it. Like, that's one thing, like when people come in and I finish their nails and they're just so obsessed and I make them feel happy and like just better about themselves, like that's just the best bit. So yeah, I'm absolutely obsessed with it now and wouldn't change it for the world. So yeah, but yeah, so that is all of the extra questions that I just wanted to answer. I hope you found it helpful, and hopefully it's not too long and boring for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.